You're a 25-year-old mum with 2 kids, travelling the world and chasing your dreams. What would be your message to anyone out there in a similar situation right now? Maybe they're sat at home and thinking, there's got to be more than this, more to life than this. What do I do? How do I get started?
You can rewrite your own life. You know, we manifested ourselves here. It was all purely, we believed we could do it and we made sure it could happen. And I think anybody has got that power within them to create their own future.
Boom. What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Lessons Beyond the Classroom, and I've got 2 guests actually today. We've got Bethany over here, but she doesn't need to introduce herself. Hi. And more importantly, we have got this lovely person here who we connected through Instagram. We've come and had a little chat in a cafe today, and she's got a lot to share, a lot of interesting stuff. So, name, where you from? What's your story?
I'm Kayleigh and I'm from Manchester in the UK. I'm a mum of 2, and in April we left the UK to find a better life because raising the kids in the UK was not it for us anymore.
Thank you. So my first question is, obviously coming over here and bringing 2 kids, you know, how's the school system, which we'll talk about in a bit, travelling around, which is never going to be easy, I know, and a lot of people would look and think, probably call you mad or say, like, how are you doing it? What was the biggest driving factor that made you leave and sell everything, whatever it is that you've done to bring yourself here?
So for us it was the rat race, getting up every morning, rushing around to get Kyle out the door and saying goodbye to him for 8 to 10 hours. He was working 5-7 days a week just to keep us afloat, and we was living for that 2-week holiday somewhere, and that's just not a life. Living for them 2 weeks, living for that, like, you know, 2-4 weeks a year, that's not.
And the weekend as well.
We didn't get the weekends half the time. It was Kyle working. He worked full time Monday to Friday, and then he had his own business on the side. So it was like a constant 7 days a week. There was no rest. There was no life.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. So many people watching this will be thinking the same thing. Like, so many people are stuck in that cycle where it's just go to work, probably turn to drinking, you know, through the week. There was loads of people I've worked with where literally they drink every night to like get through the week, which to me is just mind blowing. We don't drink. We stopped drinking like 4 years ago.
5
and
years for me,
amazing, and it's the best thing you'll ever do. That's just one example, but people using things like that and then going out on the weekend, again, probably getting drunk, or, you know, sitting in clubs with people that they don't even necessarily like, just to forget about the week that they've just had. Like, what type of life is that?
Living someone else's dream, isn't it?
Yeah, you're just making other people rich. Yeah. So for me, that's one of the biggest things that I want to escape. Like, I never ever want to be in that trap of like Monday, not even Monday to Friday, doesn't matter. The days are just made up things, but working to then escape for a little bit of respite and breathe and then go back again. Like, that's what everyone is essentially doing. Doesn't matter whether you do Monday to Friday, night shifts, where you work, whatever it is. A load of people are stuck in that cycle. That's all it is a cycle, innit?
Yeah, it is,
So, cool. You homeschooled your kids in the UK already, which I think is amazing, and we've just had a conversation about this, but I'm excited for you to share this with, because I think so many people watching this will be really interested in knowing, how do you homeschool your kids? What support is there out there? Is there any support out there? What are the challenges? And for me personally, controversial to say, but as a teacher who's taught all across Merseyside, all ages, I personally wouldn't even want to send my kids to a school in the UK. I've seen so many nice kids, lovely kids and well-mannered kids turn into really, really rude, disrespectful, completely different humans basically. And when I talk to the parents, it's very clear that the parents are nice, good people. So something's going wrong in that school system, and I wouldn't want to put my kids into it. So tell us a little bit about the homeschooling experience.
So for us, it started when we was trying to introduce Aria to preschool, because it was the normal thing to do. You know, you've got to get your kids used to going to school in September, big school, going and spending all day there. And we tried for 8 months. She only went for 3 hours a day, 2 days a week, so 6 hours a week, and we couldn't even get past that. It was every morning she was being dragged off me, crying. She just didn't want to be there. She was ill every week, and we knew that wasn't how we was gonna spend the next 15 plus years in school.
Can't imagine it.
No.
Yeah.
So we spoke to a friend, and they mentioned that they home educate their girls. Their girls were quite a lot older than ours, like 12, 13, so quite a bit older. But she said, you know, I run a home ed group. come along and have a look, see how you feel. And when we went to that group, we knew that was the path we was going to take. We met a community and they introduced us to a wider community, and we made some amazing friends.
What was the cost of that?
Some of the groups are free.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
And some of them cost a couple of pounds. Like
Wow.
if you're renting a room out for the
Yeah,
group,
just to pay for the space.
it would be to pay for that.
Wow.
A lot of the mums that run the groups don't make anything from it. They're just making the community and making it a place for kids to be able to thrive
That's what it's
away
all
from
about,
the
isn't it?
schooling system.
Wow, that's amazing. I genuinely thought that homeschooling and like that type of stuff was only an option for really wealthy people. I just thought it'd be so expensive. So
Absolutely not.
I'm sure loads of people watching this will be going, what? Like, I need to start researching this. So where would they start? What's your advice for that?
Local Facebook groups. There's quite a big community out there on Facebook. You can join groups of homeschooling in the area, and you can find out where there's groups. You can go along. You can try as many as you want.
Try it, yeah.
And when you go to them groups, you'll speak to people, and you'll click with people more than you click with others, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But that's the good thing with homeschooling. You don't have to be with people you don't want to be with.
Wow.
And your kids don't have to be with people they don't want to be with. There's no such thing as bullying in homeschooling, because if you don't get along with someone, you don't talk to them.
Yeah.
And you don't have to. You're not
Yeah,
forced to sit in a classroom with them for however many hours a day.
That's amazing.
That's a really good point.
That's really cool. And I think anyone watching this, I genuinely believe like so many people won't even know that type of thing is available. Like that's an option. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to send my kids to school.
Yeah.
What?
And you
So-
don't have to be rich either, because we only ever had really one wage coming in until recently, when we decided we was escaping the UK, when we started to build that online income.
Nice. And when you say about getting them into the homeschool, and obviously you said like there's free communities and some paid stuff, how did you go about not sending your kids to school? Because my understanding is you get people emailing, contacting you and harassing you and charging you or fining you. How did you get around that?
So for us, because we'd not really had Aria in a setting where she was on the school registers, it was never a case of pulling her away.
Yeah.
But if your kids are in school, you can just write an email to the school to say, I'm deregistering them for this reason, as to my understanding. Obviously,
Right,
it's not
okay,
something that I've had to do.
Yeah.
But it's your choice. They're your kids.
Amazing.
You can do what you want with your kids.
Amazing. Yeah. So anyone watching, maybe we will say do a little bit of research, because it's not 100% fact. We don't know that, but there's a way around everything, isn't there? If you really want something, if you're manifesting something, you can figure it out. So really inspiring. Nice. Next thing I want to talk about is what's been some of the biggest challenges that you've had, because I'm sure there's been many. You know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Like us travelling as a two without any kids, we've had our moments where it's been like, you know what, I really miss me home, or more my family, just my family more than the home, the place itself. What's been your biggest challenges? Has there been any moments where you're like, oh, I don't know if this is the right thing, or am I regretting it? Has there been any of that?
I think for us, knowing that other than family and friends, we don't have anything to go back to. That's our driving force all the time. Like, we don't have a life in the UK anymore. Everything's gone, other than family and friends, and we can see them anywhere. You know, they know where we are. We can meet them in the world. There's no reason to stay put for that. I think the biggest challenges for us were probably Aria making friends. She's always been like wanting friends around her, and you can meet a lot of people, but we've just not really dug into that as much yet. I think because we fast travelled so much the first few weeks, first few months really, we never stayed anywhere long enough to build those proper connections.
Yeah, you need community, you need...
Absolutely, community is a game changer whilst you're travelling, and since we got to Bali we have started meeting other families and starting to build that community around us, which makes such a difference.
There's a lot of people doing it now, isn't there? You're not on your own.
No.
And especially through social media, you can connect with people so much easier.
Yeah, and there's so many groups as well, like WhatsApp groups with people travelling Indonesia. You can arrange meetups. Same with Thailand, you can arrange meetups. Like anywhere in the world that you go, there will be community. You're not the only person.
Nice. Cool. Any other challenges or moments that have been really tough?
I think the food situation for us has been quite tough. As a family that always ate clean, healthy, organic food at home, you can't always find that accessibly, like on the way. In Bali it is a lot easier. I think stuff's a lot more accessible. but we don't eat any seed oils or anything like that. So a lot of the time when you're eating out,
sometimes it's hard to
Yeah,
avoid, and
it
especially
is
when you're
hard to
trying to
avoid.
keep your budget down as well. If you're not earning a big income online and stuff, you've got to sort of eat at the local place. Sometimes it's one of them. But I think overall, like we were saying in Thailand, like we felt like our diet wasn't incredible, but we're living in the sunshine. We're not stressed at all. There's no stress. So we're like, you can, like, you know, you look at the Spanish people and their diet, they're smoking cigarettes and drinking wine every night, but they live till they're about 90 because they're just not stressed. So it's like, it's a scale, isn't it, of everything. So if you can get everything up to 100%, you're eating organic, you're in the sun, you're no stress, then that's what we're aiming for. But
that's the aim.
It's unrealistic, isn't it, to have that all the time when you're on the move as well.
Stress is the number one cause of disease. Like, that's been researched so much. So if you can find a life where your stress is completely lowered or minimal, then your health is just going to be so much better. So you're doing the right things.
Nice. Okay. So you've talked about some of the challenges. I would love to hear some of your best moments. What's been like the best day of your trip so far, or has there been like a single best moment?
I think probably the best moment was leaving the UK.
Wow.
For us, that was like, we've actually done it. This is actually where we're going in life now. It's real. There's no going back. We're here, we're on the plane, we're on our way. That's
what was that like, sitting on the plane?
It was like emotional, with no house anymore. Everything we own's in a suitcase.
Wow.
And it's like, wow, right, this is our life now. We've got nothing to go back to. This is it.
When you go all in, sometimes like it's a commitment, like you're done. So there's like you've got to find ways to make it work. I think when like you're in the limbo where you want to go and do these things, but I've got the house and I've got the car and that. If you just get rid of everything and go, and there's a one-way ticket, then you're going to figure it out. You've got to. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. You figure it out on the way. I mean, we came here and like working a little bit through social media, that's not guaranteed. And we definitely did like rock it down a little bit when we moved, and we thought, right, okay, income's not coming in like it was in the UK, but you figure it out. Of course it does. And I think if you allow that fear to take over, it's going to push you back from where you came from. But if you keep powering through and you set on your goals, you'll reach them.
I think the important thing to say is that so many people probably watch, like people like us who are sharing online, and I don't share just the good bits, I share the negatives and the real stuff as well. But still, I think people think they've got it all figured out, or they'll have like an income, or they'll probably work. And loads of people seem to message me and think I work online. I'm like, no, I've just saved. I'm living off savings. But what I'm doing, the important thing is, I'm not just lying on a beach. I'm working and creating something for the future. So I'm not getting paid anything right now, or very, very little bit. But she's building a business, an art business ready to launch in Australia. I've got all sorts of ideas that I've come up with where I'm launching a program where I'm going to go into schools in Australia and deliver educational workshops about like really important stuff like dealing with bullies, confidence building resilience, all this stuff like that. But the important thing is you need time to do that. So when you're not working, you're out of this rat race, all you've got is time. And obviously you've got your kids a little bit more difficult, but all we've got is pure time. And we're trying to create something, and we haven't got it all figured out. Like, it might not even work, you don't know. People watching probably think you've got it, so got it all figured out. So saying that and showing the authentic rawness that we're just figuring it out as we go is important, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice. Absolutely. Figure it out as you go. I mean, I think building multiple streams of income as well is really important. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket and rely solely on that. I think if you're building on your own, make sure you're dipping into lots of different things.
Like, I'm only just tapping into I'm only just like starting to tap into this now. Is like there's different ways you can make income online. I'll give you two very quick examples. One, if you're creating content, which I know you do, some like UGC, user generated content, isn't it? Doing videos, you can start reaching out to like hotels and brands and stuff like that and ask them for a code. So you can first of all get things like stays and stuff for free, which I think with 2 kids in a family, you've got a really good audience there showing all that.
We have had a few stays.
You've already had that,
Chiang Mai, we had a stay.
Nice.
We've got a stay coming up in one of the Gili Islands.
Amazing.
So you can do it.
It can be done. So getting stuff for free is one thing, but getting paid is even better. So when you build up your following, you can then start, charging, saying, I'll come and stay at your hotel for X amounts of money, blah, blah, blah. But something I've started tapping into recently is the affiliate marketing, which is free. The best thing of that is there's no risk, it doesn't cost anything. And all people essentially do is make an account on different products that you genuinely recommend. That's the important thing. It's got to be things that you actually believe in and use. Otherwise, people can see through you that you're just recommending anything and it's fake.
Yeah.
But if it's things you genuinely use, like if you book your hotels through booking.com and you get your guide for booking excursions and stuff, you can get codes for that. And all you're doing is, when you're making your content anyway, is promoting that, and people can start getting paid from it. So that's another income stream. And if you know any more, please feel free to drop it in my DMs, because we're still learning as we go. I'm sure there's loads more ways that you can make money. There's different ways. There's so many ways that you can make money, and if you're not using AI as well right now, then you're gonna fall behind. And I don't mean like shallow level, like ChatGPT, where's the best scram round here?
Yeah.
Like when you start looking into AI, using things like Claude as an assistant, like we've been using that as like our personal assistant, creativity coach, bloody YouTube mentor, artist, bloody outreach program mentor, like anything you can do. You can use AI and you can teach yourself to do anything.
Yeah.
So the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
But you've got to give yourself the time and the space to do it, and it's not just like, there's no such thing as a get rich quick scheme as that.
Like, absolutely
it's
not. And if it is, it's not realistic.
It's not real. Yeah. So if anyone did want to know more about the affiliate marketing, I'll put a link below to a video that I've created that goes through everything you need to know in 10 minutes. It's no cost, there's no investment, there's no risk. All there is you recommending things that you use, and people get paid for it. So if anyone's ever said to you and your family or your friends, where did you book that? What did you book that trip through, or what you booked that hotel through? Here's my link, bang, you get paid. So it's a nice thing to do. You're actually helping people and getting paid and doing cool things. So it doesn't really get much better than that. Cool. What lessons have you learned on the road? What's maybe been the biggest lesson that you've had so far, which maybe you thought, I wish someone told me that before we came?
I think for us it's the fast travel side of things. So we spent the first 8 weeks moving around. Some days we'd only spend 2 days on an island, so we'd have got a ferry there, we'd have spent 2 nights there, and we'd be getting a ferry back, and it was a lot.
Expensive. It adds up fast, doesn't it?
Expensive.
And it's a lot emotionally and physically.
Yeah. We was just so tired. We weren't enjoying anything either. Like days out, kids were happy, they was tired. There was no routine, there was no settlement, they didn't know where they were going from day to day.
Yeah.
And I think that is a big thing when you're travelling around. I mean, my little girl's like, how long are we here for?
Yeah.
So going forward, we are spending a month somewhere.
Nice.
I think it gives us that time to be able to get to know an area, find nice little places that we like to go on a regular basis, and really build a routine.
Yeah. Especially when you're trying to do all the stuff that we've just mentioned, like sitting with AI and having a conversation for 2 hours about making money online.
Yeah.
When you're moving, you can't just like, I'll do it on the ferry when the kids are all, bouncing around and stuff. You need just days where you're not doing much.
Yeah.
And the kids have been out to play and they're having a little nap, and then you go, okay, now I've got a bit of time to make a video or make a new scheme, or make a new, affiliate marketing scheme, whatever it is, make a website.
Yeah.
You need time. So,
yeah, time. That is what you need. Yeah.
Because as well, you don't even get the best out of a place. You go to Koh Samui for 2 days before you've even unpacked your bags. You've been to a couple of little places on the rush, and then it's like, we're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah. It got to the point we weren't even unpacking. We was just living out of a suitcase constantly.
It's not fun, is it?
No. It was like we spent more time repacking the suitcases than actually doing anything. And
sounds like people will be like, first world problems, but it is.
It is first world problems, but it's a lesson you learn on the way.
It is, yeah.
That just slow down. There's no rush.
Exactly. Yeah. Nice. You're a 25-year-old mum with 2 kids, travelling the world and chasing your dreams. What would be your message to anyone out there in a similar situation right now? Maybe they're sat at home and thinking, there's got to be more than this, more to life than this. What do I do? How do I get started?
You can rewrite your own life. We manifested ourselves here. It was all purely, we believed we could do it, and we made sure it could happen. And I think anybody has got that power within them to create their own future.
Nice. I love it. You manifested it. So explain very briefly for anyone who doesn't know what that means. Some people probably think that's a bit woo-woo. What does that mean?
I mean, it is woo-woo.
It's not woo-woo, it's real. What is it?
It works. I mean, if you truly believe in something and you think that you can change your life in that way, you tell the universe that is what you're going to do.
Nice.
And if you repeat it that many times and you truly believe that that's your life from now on, it'll come true.
Just backing yourself in it.
Absolutely.
You've got to back yourself. So many people probably watching this going, I would love to do that, but I couldn't do it for this reason or this reason. And we just tell ourselves excuses, but you've just got to back yourself, go for it. And when we say manifest it, just believe it, say it out loud. This is what I want. Write it down in a book, get yourself a journal, whatever it is you need to do.
Let go of the fear. Just let go of the fear and just make sure that you get there, because there is more to life than being stuck at a desk.
Yes, amazing. Good job. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing day. Please don't forget to support by subscribing and liking, all that jazz. Leave a thumbs up. Give Kayleigh a follow. What's your Instagram name?
It's
It's what is it?
Aria and Mama.
Okay, cool. I'll put it in the description below so you can follow her on Instagram and follow her journey. And yeah, that's it. Have a boss day. See you later. And say.
Thanks for watching.
She didn't really get to say much in that, but we didn't want to leave it out, so go on, Beth.
We were on a limited time there, so I didn't want to interject too much, but it was a great conversation, so thank you, Kayleigh.
We're limited to one mic as well. So.
It was very interesting to hear from the perspective of someone with... Our alarm's gone off.
Carry on.
A perspective from someone with kids who's travelling, because I think you sometimes feel like, is that even possible? And it is, so thank you.
Boss, see you later. Bye. Nice.